Hey y'all, we're going to be doing a little thing for Pokemon, and we're going to be using a clear spherical ornament. We're not going to use this metal bit when we're done, but just to show you how it looks when we start. And these right here are some examples that I've drawn up. Shiny Walrein, Shiny Greninja, Shiny Midnight Lycanroc, Shiny Regular Non-Legends Arceus Decidueye, Feraligatr, and the Paradox Future Volcarona. I have not colored this one in yet. But the basic idea of what you're going to do is you're going to start with a drawing of a unmodified basic Pokeball, take a Pokemon design, and add it to it. So with this, see how I did the blue colors and the overscale plates for Feraligatr, and then how it's got the little stripes underneath the body and the red spike. There we go. Shiny Walrein, I did a pinkish color, the gold fangs, and the white spots for the hair. Greninja, black for the color, white for the underbelly, blue for the giant shuriken, and white for the sides of the head. Red for the tongue that goes around its neck like a scarf, as examples. Here is currently one that I have in the works. It is a Sylveon. I'm only using red as a base coat between the gray here for the pink that's going to go on it. And then I'm going to go over this spot, as you can see, the slight ribbon shape. It goes all the way to the back with a white paint marker over the ribbon here that's on the front. The bottom side will stay gray. Here are some of the tools you're going to need. Mine's very simple with what I'm doing. Paintbrush to put on the paint. 150 grit sandpaper to scuff up the ball, as I will show you in a bit. A Sharpie to draw the details, and maybe the center line. And we're probably going to either use a piece of foam or a piece of flat plastic to go right at where the end cap here is once the metal is removed, so that way we can put the Pokeball piece there. So, and you can use a higher grit sandpaper for what you want to do. It's just, this was the highest grit I currently had. I could not find any of my 240 or 400 grit wet sanding paper. But yeah, this will still work fine. While it might not be the smoothest, it'll work. And again, I'm also using a paintbrush instead of using an airbrush or a can of spray paint to put the paint on the ball. I also don't have any tape, and you can do that to do it. I'm doing mine personally freehand, but yeah. And here you can see how scuffing it on one side looks. That'll allow the paint to catch much better than the smooth side. And if you want to, you can also paint the inside. That's on you. Just pour a little paint in, mix a little water, plug it up with some tape, or put your thumb over the hole, shake it up, pour out the excess, and you should be good. But yeah, with this, the paint will catch. I like to do swirl patterns so it gets more of a natural look from wear and tear after the paint is sitting. And yes, I am having it sit on top of the bottom of a can, just because the smooth hole and allows for movement like this with very little resistance. And if you want, you can cut the tip off here. I didn't notice that this actually had a spiral on it to put a bottle cap on it. And you can sand it down, cut it off however you want to do it, so it's flat and flush as best as possible. And after I do finish sanding this, we're going to put the first coat of paint on so I can show you how it looks. Well, at least paint half of it so it can sit and dry. Alright, and now with sanding done on the ball, As you can see, we will start with the first coat of paint. Here's the color I am starting with. It's from a brand known as Apple Barrel Multi-Surface Satin Texture Granite Gray. It actually gives a very nice smooth surface, and it also works like a nice primer to see where you might need to sand more if you want to. Well, here's how we do it. We just drop a little bit onto a piece of cardboard. If you want to put it into a little cup, you can. I don't have any at the moment. And so, get a little bit on your brush. Do that until it smooths out as much as possible before you apply any more paint. Sorry, the ball is moving. I'm going to have to put the phone camera down. And that is after the first coat. Not all the way, because I wanted to be able to show y'all without messing up the paint too much. So I didn't paint all of it, just that little bit to sit there. So we're going to let that dry. And you want to do a couple of coats until you cannot see any more light coming through. So you see how that is right there? How you can still see light coming through even though the clear part that has been painted is still on the bottom. And here is another one that has had 2 coats of the paint. You can still see light coming through it. So that, as we know and can see, is not enough. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but you can definitely see the streaking because of the lack of it. So, yeah. And this is one that has had 4 coats. As you can see, no more light is passing through. And this one is ready to be started to work on for another type of ball. And yeah. And here is the progress on the Walrein ball. And that is done freehand, no tape. So the next point will be doing another coat of this mix of pink and light blue to make this specific shade of purple that I have here. That's as close as I could get without buying more paint to match up with shiny Walrein. And then I'm going to use the Sharpie there to draw the teeth. I'm going to use the Sharpie to trace out the teeth and then use either a gold paint marker or a gold Sharpie before clear coating. And I'm going to use a white paint marker to draw the hair tufts on the sides here. And then this one will be ready for clear coat once it gets a little bit warmer, because I'm doing this outside. And in the next video, I will show you more progress on the ball and how to do the thing with one that is either mostly completed or completed in general. So, enjoy the rest of your day, folks, and have fun, and you know the old Pokemon saying, gotta catch 'em all.